Double Take Sports Talk. 5 good minutes with the Watch Brothers. Coming up on the show, we are going to recap Sunday games, Sunday night football, and all Sunday games. You will hear the analysis and our opinions coming up next. Alright, Double Take Sports Talk, 5 good minutes. Welcome to the show. Here we are, halfway wrapping up week 7 of the NFL. Jerry Watts here. On the other side of the neighborhood, say hello to Gerald Watts today.
I'm here, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Alright. All right. On the docket today, we have Sunday games. All of the Sunday games, all day long. Starting out in London, all the way down to the United States. Starting at 9:30 in the morning, all the way up until as of, maybe 10 minutes ago. All day football.
Yeah. Before we go ahead and actually start, Darren, I want to look at the statistical highlights from the 9:30, 1 o'clock, and 4 o'clock games.
Go ahead.
Okay. Before we get to the nitty gritty of the analysis and stuff like that, I just want to go ahead and do this real quick.
Well, how about if you do that while I share that in particular game stats?
Absolutely.
Okay, you ready to do it?
Try it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our 5 minutes. Well, we're going to try to make it 5 minutes. Starts now. First game on the docket, the 9:30 game in London. The New York Giants and the Los Angeles Rams. The Giants won that game 17-10 on top performers. Chase Keenum, 32 for 53, 291 yards, 1 touchdown. Todd Gurley, 15 carries for 57 yards. And Brian Quick, 4 receptions for 92 yards.
Okay. As you speak of that game, Giants safety Landon Collins and quarterback Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie each recorded 2 interceptions, becoming the first pair of team wins with multiple interceptions in a single game since 2013. Seattle's Robert Maxwell and Richard Sherman in Week 15. And the first Giants duo to accomplish the feat since Kenny Hill and Terry Kennard on September 14, 1986 against San Diego. Collins returned his first interception for 44 yards for a touchdown.
All right, the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs pulled away with that win, 27-21 on Drew Brees, 37 for 48, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns. Spencer Ware, 17 carried, 77 yards, and one Michael Thomas, 10 receptions for 130 yards.
And as we speak of Drew Brees, with him completing 37 48 passes, he completed 77.1% of his passes with 367 yards and 3 touchdowns and 1 pick with a rating of 110.3. And the Saints 27-21 lost to Kansas City. Brees, who has 4 300-yard passing games this season, is the first quarterback in NFL history with 100 career 300-yard passing games.
Next game, Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. The Colts pulled away with that win, 34-26. That was a big hit in the AFC South. On Andrew Luck's 27 for 39 yards, 353 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And I did say that DeMarco Murray was going to run all over their defense, and they did just that. 25 carries for 107 yards and 1 touchdown. And T.Y. Hilton, 7 receptions for 133 yards and 1 touchdown.
He just ran all over their defense, too. He wasn't even a running back.
Get that right.
In the meantime, as we speak of the Colts, Alan Vinatieri converted both field goals attempts in the Colts' 34-26 win at Tennessee. Vinatieri has now converted 43 consecutive field goal attempts, the longest streak in NFL history, surpassing one's former Colt Mike Vanderjagt previous record of 42.
Next game, upset alert. The Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Minnesota Vikings for their first loss, 21-10. Sam Bradford, 24 for 41, 224 yards and 1 touchdown. Ryan Matthews, 14 carries, 56 yards. And Cordero Patterson, I believe that one to be. 7 receptions for 67 yards and 1 touchdown.
Firstly, before I get into this information, the stat, I was very disappointed in that game. That defense was all about defense there.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Yeah.
That was very, very, I think, good, but at the same time, the offense couldn't get nothing going. But Philadelphia's Josh Huff had a 98-yard kickoff return touchdown in the Eagles' 21-10 win against Minnesota. Combined with Wendell Smallwood's 86-yard kickoff return touchdown in Week 6, the Eagles are the 5th team since 1970 and the first club since the 2013 Chiefs, which was Nile Davis and Quentin Dims, to have a kickoff return touchdowns by different players in consecutive weeks. The Eagles are the only team in the NFL with a kickoff return touchdown this season.
The Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals pulled away with that win to hand the Cleveland Browns their 7th loss of the season, 31-17. Andy Dalton, 19 for 28, 38 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jeremy Hill, 9 carries, 168 yards and 1 touchdown. And one A.J. Green, 8 receptions, 169 yards and 1 touchdown.
As you speak of A.J. Green, he with that performance that he has 9 career games of at least 150 yards and a touchdown catch, the fourth most among players in their first 6 seasons. Only Pro Football Hall of Famers Lance Alworth with 13 and Jerry Rice with 11 and one Randy Gene Moss with 10 have more such games in the first 6 NFL seasons. Hang on. Green's 9 games with at least 150 receiving yards and a touchdown catch are tied with the most among active players with Andre Johnson and Steve Smith Sr.
Next game, the Washington Redskins and the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions pulled away with that win, 20-17, to improve their record to 4-3, 3-1 at home. Kirk Cousins, 30 for 30. Wow. 30 for 39, 301 yards and 1 touchdown. Chris Thompson, 12 carries for 73 yards, and Jamison Crowder, 7 receptions, 108 yards.
Matthew Stafford passed for 266 yards, including the game-winning 18-yard touchdown pass to Aquan Bolden with 16 seconds remaining in the Lions' 2017 win over the Redskins. Playing in this 100th career game, Stafford has 27,890 passing yards, the most by any player in his first 100 games to begin a career.
The Oakland Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Oakland Raiders pulled out that win, 33-16. Blake Bortles, 23 for 43, 246 yards and 1 touchdown. Latavius Murray, 18 carries, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Marquise Lee, 7 receptions, 107 yards.
Okay, I have absolutely no stats for this one.
The Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. This was an upsetter. Miami pulled out with a 3-point win, 28-25, to improve their record to 3-4, while Buffalo is 4-3. This was also another hit to the AFC East. Tyrod Taylor, 14 for 28, 221 yards and 1 touchdown. Ajayi, 28 carries. Wow, 200. He ran all over their defense. 214 yards and 1 touchdown. And Kenny Stills, 5 receptions, 100 yards and 1 touchdown. He ran all over their defense. Man, he made Buffalo look bad.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
No, I'm saying he made Buffalo look bad.
Yeah, he did. He made Buffalo real bad.
You Lions, y'all got homework to do. That's your rivals. Jesus Christ.
As we speak of Jay Ajayi, with with his performance, he is the fourth player in NFL history to rush for at least 200 yards in consecutive games, joining Pro Football Hall of Famers O.J. Simpson twice and Earl Campbell and Ricky Williams. Ajayi is the first player since 1970 to rush for 200 yards in two of his first three career starts.
The Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. The Jets pulled a very upsetting win over the Baltimore Ravens, 24-16. Joe Flacco, 25 for 44, 248 yards and 2 picks. Matt Forte, 30 carries for 100 yards and 1 touchdown, and Mike Wallace, 10 receptions for 120 yards.
I have no stats for this team.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers pulled away with that win, 34-17. On Jameis Winston's 21 for 30, 269 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mike Evans, 8 receptions for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Mr. Rogers, 26 carries, 154 yards.
Have no stats for this team.
The San Diego Chargers and the Atlanta Falcons. The San Diego Chargers pulled away with an upset over the Atlanta Falcons, 33-30 on Phillip Rivers, 27 for 44, 371 yards and 1 touchdown. Melvin Gordon's 22 carries, 68 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Julio Jones, 9 receptions for 174 yards. At home, too.
No stats for this team.
And the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The New England Patriots pulled away with that win, 27-16 on Landry Jones, 29 for 47, 281 yards and 1 touchdown. He was the top performer over Tom Brady in this game. LeGarrette Blount, 24 carries, 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Antonio Brown, 7 receptions for 106 yards.
I find it funny that he is one of the top performers of that game.
Well, he's the only top performer for passing over Tom Brady.
Tom Brady had more passing yards than no, he didn't.
No. Landry Jones is the top performer in passing.
The only thing that really stood out to Brady was that he threw for 2 touchdowns, and Landry Jones only 2 for 1.
What was Tom Brady's attempts and completions?
Tom Brady was 19 for 26.
That's why.
Yards,
That's why. 29 for 47 over Tom Brady's less completions. 10 less, to be exact.
3.
What was that?
19 for 26.
You said it was 19?
19 for 26.
Yeah, that's 10 less. Because he was 29 for 47 in completions.
Attempts.
No, in completions, 29.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That is 10 more.
And lastly, no special statistics.
No.
And lastly, but not least, tonight's game, for the first time in our airing Double Take Sports Talk, we have a tie. No wins. The Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals tied at 6. They're going to stay at 6. They ain't going nowhere. There's no winner in this game. But if we had to pick, everybody would pick the Seattle Seahawks. Although we picked Seattle to win this game, it would still technically count as a tie. Carson Palmer, 29 for 49, 342 yards. No touchdowns. David Johnson, 33 carries for 113 yards. Note again, no touchdowns. And J.J. Nelson, 3 receptions for 84 yards. Again, reminder, no touchdowns. Same for Seattle. Russell Wilson, no touchdowns. Check. Marshawn Lynch, retired, no touchdowns. Check. Anybody on that team did not score a touchdown in this game.
And all points go to the field goal kickers.
Yep, and it would be, I have no clue.
From our aspect, what impressed you about the games today, Darren?
I'm impressed with San Diego. Pulling out a 3-point win over these Atlanta Falcons, Red Hot Falcons. I'm very impressed with that's what I'm impressed with. I didn't get to watch any of the games, but I can say that I'm just impressed with the San Diego Chargers pulling out that 3-point win over Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta.
Yeah. Hot city.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 things that impressed me about these games today. One of them that stood out to me was the Buffalo and Miami game. Jay Ajayi just run all over the Bills defense like that. That's just incredible piece of work by him. and finishing the game over 200 yards again. And then the other game that impressed me, even though that Pittsburgh lost Pittsburgh and New England, on how Landry Jones stepped in and filled some big shoes of Ben Roethlisberger.
He really did. I'm impressed.
Right.
Yeah.
He threw a touchdown and a pick.
Right.
He's still pretty good, despite the fact that they lost that game. It was
Right.
supposed to be a blowout like how it was originally.
Right.
So I'm impressed by those two games alone.
I'm just mad that the Colts won.
Me too, dear. Me too. And I sat there and I watched that game, and I seen that the Indianapolis offensive line had really held on in the first half. They did a good job protecting Andrew Luck, but then when the second half came, it just seemed like they just collapsed.
Well, collapsing Colts, that's what you call it. Shouldn't be no surprise after collapsing in Houston, after collapsing with Detroit, after collapsing almost with San Diego. It's just not surprising anymore to the fact that they collapsed.
What's going on in this case, period?
Yeah.
You just can't. And it's just like, well, okay, if y'all going to take this to a whole nother level, go around ahead. But the protection is really the important factor of all of this.
Yeah, that's very true.
And they're going to have to do this.
So, as we speak of what's on the docket for Monday night, we have the Texans and the Broncos. Somewhat hype of Brock Osweiler coming back to Denver after he signed the contract with the Houston Texans. That is going to be a 8:30 kickoff. And from the last week, Houston pulled out a 26-23 win over the Colts. Don't want to talk about that. And the Broncos lost to San Diego 21-13. Last game was December 22nd when they faced each other in 2013. The Broncos won that game 37-13. Peyton Manning passed for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Eric Decker had 10 receptions for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the last game at site was September 23rd, 2012, when the Texans pulled out that win 31-25. Just a couple of brief notes. Of course, Brock Osweiler was drafted by Denver in the second round, 57th overall. In 2012, he spent the first 4 seasons with the Broncos, and he won 5 of the 7 starts with Denver in 2015 when Peyton Manning got hurt. Trevor Siemian is 2-0 at home. C.J. Anderson has 16 touchdowns, 15 rushing, and 1 receiving the past 16 at home, including the playoffs. And he has 219 scrimmage yards, 109.5 yards per game, and 2 touchdowns in the past 2 on Monday Night Football.
And not to mention that Houston is 0-2 away from home. And not to mention that the Houston Texans are 0-2 away from home.
It's going to be very interesting because C.J. Anderson also has 8 touchdowns. Well, 8 touchdowns, 7 rushing, 1 reception in the past 11, including the playoffs. That's just a little quick brief of notes. All right, Darren, you got any more stats you want to fill out there?
I sure don't. That being said, who do you have in this game?
Houston taking it a little easy, and they did come back against the Denver Broncos. I don't think they can repeat that aspect. I got the Denver Broncos in this game.
I do too, because I believe Von Miller, when they say he wants to kill him, that's exactly what he's going to do. I'm going with Denver.
Destroy him. Hey, look at what Minnesota did. Look what the Eagles did to the Vikings. They killed that. They killed them.
Couldn't handle it.
Couldn't handle it, man.
They could not handle it.
Ooh.
Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's our 5 minutes. Thank you for listening to the show.
All right, you can check us out on the social media side and listen to more of our podcasts. Or you can follow us on Twitter at DTST2414. Like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at The Watch Brothers. Subscribe on YouTube and also subscribe to our podcast on the podcast app featuring iTunes. We got the blog feature critical thinking and analysis. Check that out at doubleTakeSportsTalk.blogspot.com.
All right. Do you have anything else to add?
Not entirely.
Okay. This is a wrap. Double Take Sports Talk. 5 good minutes. Thank you for listening to the show. Darren Watts here. Daryl Watts on the other opposite side of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
All right. Catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.
Ciao.